This video will cover how to create or edit a resume with the Illinois workNet Resume Builder tool. To access this tool on workNet, you'll first log into your account. And then when you're logged in, click the Resumes button here in this banner. And you'll be redirected to Skills First. And if it's the first time you're accessing Skills First, go ahead and check the box to agree to the terms and then click the Accept button. On this next page here, we'll click Create a Resume. And you have the option to upload your resume and optimize it with keywords, edit a sample resume with your information, or start from scratch where you can choose a template and build sections with your experience. For this video, we'll choose to edit a sample. So when we press select, we'll see a few different resume templates here. And so for the one that you're interested in, go ahead and click it and make that selection. And on the next tab here, we're going to see resume samples, over 500 of them, based on different jobs and experience. So you can use the keyword search to narrow down your results. And for the one that you would like to use, in this case, we're going to select this one. We'll press this preview button. And from here, you can get a preview of the resume. And if you'd like to pick another one, you can just press this back button and make a different selection. Or you can, if this is the one you'd like to use, just go ahead and click the Use This Sample button. So when we click that Use This Sample button, we'll now be able to customize the resume with our information, experiences, work history. We also have the ability to edit, reorder, change templates, and enhance the resume with keywords. So first we'll look at editing this resume. So we'll click this blue edit button, and we'll see several different tabs here that are within that resume template, and we'll just need to update it with our information, our work experience, accomplishments, and so forth. And so to make changes within each section, this first one here is contact. We'll just need to click on the text box and update it accordingly. Just going to make a few changes here. And when you're done making changes to that section, don't click the next tab just yet. Click this save button below. That way, that information that you've updated has been saved to the resume. And so you can just go ahead and click through the different sections and update it accordingly, again, based on your work experience and history. And so in this template, we have education as well. For certain sections, if it's just not really relevant or you don't need that section at all, in this case, maybe you didn't have any military training, you'd still like to use this template. What you can do is select these three dots here. If we needed to update the name of a section, we could do so, or we can delete it. So in this case, let's just say we're going to delete this section because it is not relevant for me. So now that military experience is gone, but if we needed to add another section that wasn't included in here, and again, we wanted to keep this template, we can press Add Section. And from this dropdown, we can select a new section that we want to add. And if you still don't see that section, there's the option to name the section yourself. So what you would do in that case is click Custom, and then just give it a name. So section name, let's just say Accomplishments. And then we'll click Save. And then we can add text in here to detail our accomplishments. Then we'll click Save. And we can see that it's been saved. If you needed to reorder the sections, maybe you wanted to mix things up in how the information is presented, you can press this Reorder Sections button. And let's say we wanted to move employment history above education. So the way we would do that is we would just click this and drag it above. And it's really just a click, drag, and drop to move these different sections around. So first we should have, let's say, employment history, and then technical skills, and then volunteer at the end. So we're going to click the Done button. And then we can see that these changes have been made. We have employment history, technical skills, and then at the bottom, volunteer. And so that's how you can reorder the different sections within your resume. And if you needed to change the template of your resume, if there was a different one you wanted to try out, you can easily change that by pressing this Change Template button and then clicking a different option here. And then that will reflect in the resume that you're working on. I'll give this a moment. Yep, and we can see that this has been changed and updated. There's another button here I want to point out, the AI keyword suggestions. So if we click this, it'll open up a box to the side. And this is where we can paste the job description for the job that we have this resume tailored to. And if you paste the job description in here, you'll get recommendations for terminology to use in your resume to increase the likelihood that your resume will pass the ATS and get into the hands of hiring managers. So ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System, and that's a software that employers use to help sort, organize, and store applicants' resumes and cover letters. The system allows for filtering features that employers can use to narrow down their results. So making sure that your documents reflect the job posting and include that terminology that's in there is really important and increases the chances of your resume reaching the hands of the hiring managers. So what we're going to do to see how this works, the suggestions here, is we're going to paste this. This is just an example job description for billing manager. So we're going to paste that in there and then press this Get Suggestions button. And so what that'll do is it'll compare your resume to the job description. And in this case, we can see one matching keyword, but there's 64 that are not included. And so you can see a breakdown of the different words and terminology, even by section, by competency, action verbs, job interactions, and job tasks. And so you can use this, as kind of a comparison tool to your resume, and you can enhance your resume by, sprinkling in and edit and putting a lot of, a bunch of these terms into your resume where it makes sense to do so. And again, that'll increase the chances that the employers who are using that applicant tracking system, ATS, kind of the more aligned your job the job description is with your resume, is really what the employers are looking for. So I would strongly recommend using that feature of this resume building tool. Up above the resume, there's a few other things I want to point out. These icons here, this first one here will download your resume as a Word document. This next one here, when we hover over it, says clone resume. What this would do is create a copy of this resume that we've been working on. And, if we like the resume as we edited it, but we wanted to change it up a little bit, and, still keep, both versions, what we can do is press clone resume. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And so we can see that this has cloned by the end of the name here. And we'll see that this is saved in a second here. But this button here with the 3 dots, this is where we can edit the name and description of the resume. We can download it as a PDF, or we can just delete it if we don't need it. So we're going to go ahead and edit the name and description of this resume. We'll add a note there, and we'll click Save. And then we can edit, accordingly using the button that we went over before. And then this other one here, this share, you can share your resume with somebody by selecting that, and you can share it with a viewer who only has permission to view the resume. There's a couple other options here, reviewer, where if you select this, the individual you send it to can view your resume, but they can also add comments to your resume. Or editor, if you select that, they'll be able to view, add comments, and they can also make changes to your resume. But for this video, we're going to select viewer. And then permissions with, we're going to change this to anybody with a link. So anybody with a link, you can copy and paste this link, send it to them, and they'll be able to view your resume. And so if we scroll back up here in this breadcrumb trail, we'll click resumes right here. And this will show our resumes that we've worked on in Skills First. And so this was the first one here that we started with. And then that when we did that clone, when we copied it over to make another one, and we updated that description that this was the copy, that shows here as well. And if we need to delete any of the resumes, we can press these three dots here and that delete option there. And again, back to the breadcrumb trail here, if we select galleries, we will be taken back to where our other documents and files in Skills First have been saved. So thank you for watching this video, and be sure to watch the other videos in this series to learn about the Illinois WorkNet Resume Builder tool.